Chapter 3, Thomas's Ledger. The bookshop on Magazine Street was quiet on Thursday afternoons. Rain tapped at the front windows, and the bell over the door hardly rang at all. Evie liked those slow hours. She would shelve returns, dust the high shelves with a feather duster Miss Celeste kept behind the counter, and read when no one was looking. That Thursday she was up on the rolling ladder in the back, slotting a stack of history books into place, when a manila envelope slipped out from between two hardcovers and landed at her feet. It was not shop inventory. It was old, soft at the corners, with her name written on the front in handwriting she knew better than her own. Evie, if you're reading this, burn it after. Thomas. Her hands went numb. The books she was holding thudded to the floor. Miss Celeste looked up from the register. You all right, Cher? Fine, Evie said, too fast. She shoved the envelope into her tote bag, her heart hammering so loud she was sure the whole shop could hear it. I need to go home early. I'm sorry. Miss Celeste waved her off, kind as ever. Go on. Storm's coming anyway. Evie walked the 6 blocks to Prytania Street in the rain without an umbrella. By the time she got to the townhouse her dress was stuck to her skin and her hair was dripping down her neck. Gabriel wasn't home yet. The house was empty and cool. She sat on the floor of her bedroom, the one he had painted for her, and opened the envelope with shaking fingers. Inside was a small black ledger, the kind with a soft leather cover, and a folded letter on lined yellow paper. The letter was dated 3 weeks before Thomas died. Evie, if Gabriel gave you this, that means I'm gone and he trusts you enough to let you read it. If you found it some other way, stop reading now and give it to Gabriel. Please. I didn't want this life for you. Mama raised us right in Mercy for a reason. The city eats good people. It nearly ate me. For 3 years I kept books for Remy Duchamp. Not the clean books. The real ones. Every shipment up the river, every name, every payoff. I told myself I was just being smart, keeping records in case I ever needed leverage to walk away. Then you graduated, and I realized I didn't want leverage. I wanted out. Clean out, for you and Mama. I told Remy I was done after one last run. He smiled and shook my hand. 2 days later my brakes went out on the Huey Long Bridge. If you're reading this, Gabriel got to you first. Good. He's the only man in this city I trusted. He was trying to get me out too. Listen to him, Evie. He's harder than he looks, and he loves you even if he's too stubborn to say it yet. I saw the way he looked at your picture on my desk. The ledger is everything. Names, dates, routes, accounts offshore. It's enough to put Remy away for the rest of his life, and half the Port Authority with him. Gabriel will know what to do with it. Don't you try to be brave with it. Don't you try to trade it. Give it to Gabriel and let him carry it. I love you, little sister. Live a good, boring, happy life and think of me sometimes when the river's high. T. Evie read it 3 times, tears running down her face and mixing with the rain still on her cheeks. The ledger in her lap felt heavy as a stone. Page after page in Thomas's neat hand, columns of numbers, initials, dates. Proof. The front door opened downstairs. Keys on the table. Footsteps. Evie. Gabriel called. You're home early. She wiped her face fast and went downstairs, the ledger clutched to her chest. He was in the kitchen, shrugging out of a wet coat. When he saw her face he stopped moving. What happened? She held out the envelope. Thomas left this for me. At the bookshop. Gabriel went very still, the way he always did when something was dangerous. He took the letter first, read it once, his jaw tightening. Then he opened the ledger. He flipped through it slowly, page by page, and Evie watched the color drain from his face. Jesus Christ, he said quietly. He really did it. He kept everything. Is it what I think it is? It's enough, Gabriel said. It's enough to end Remy. For good. If it gets into the right hands. He looked up at her. Evie, where exactly did you find this? Between some books in the back. Miss Celeste's shop. Gabriel closed the ledger. Pack a bag. Small. 5 minutes. Why? Because if Thomas hid that there, Remy may know about the shop. And if you found it today, someone else could have seen you find it. She didn't argue. She ran upstairs, threw clothes into her duffel, grabbed the letter from Thomas and shoved it in her pocket. Downstairs, Gabriel was on his black phone, speaking low and fast. Move her mother tonight. Yes, tonight. Mercy, the blue house off Route 17. No, she doesn't know anything, keep it that way. Just tell her it's a gas leak, I don't care. He hung up as Evie came down. My mama, she said, panicked. She'll be safe. I have people. I should have moved her weeks ago. He took her duffel in one hand and her hand in the other. We're leaving the city for a few days. I have a cabin on the bayou near Homer. No one knows about it. Thomas and I used to fish there. They left through the back door, into the rain, into Gabriel's old truck instead of his usual black car. He drove with one eye on the rearview mirror all the way out of New Orleans, taking side roads Evie didn't know existed, doubling back twice. It was full dark by the time they reached the cabin, a small raised house on stilts with a tin roof that sang when the rain hit it. Inside it smelled like cedar and coffee. Gabriel lit lanterns, because the power was spotty, and built a fire in the small wood stove even though it wasn't that cold. Evie sat on the old couch wrapped in a quilt, watching him move. Calm, efficient, always thinking 3 steps ahead. This was the man Thomas had trusted. This was the man Remy was afraid of. You're not going to give the ledger to the police, are you? She said finally. Gabriel looked up from the stove. The firelight caught his face. Not the local police, no. Then what? I have a contact. Federal. She's been trying to build a case against Remy for 2 years. She just never had the books. With this, she can take the whole doc operation down in one sweep. No deals, no bribes. Clean. When? Tomorrow morning. I'll scan it and send it from a safe line. Then we wait. He came and sat beside her on the couch. He was warm from the fire. She leaned into him without thinking, and he wrapped an arm around her shoulders. I'm scared, she whispered. It was the first time she had admitted it out loud since the funeral. I know, he said. I'm scared too. Not of Remy. Of losing you to this. She looked up at him. You won't. Thomas said in his letter that I loved you before I even met you. He was right. I saw your picture on his desk every day for 2 years. That goofy school photo with the missing tooth. Then the graduation photo. He was so proud of you, Evie. He wanted you to have everything he never got. And what do you want? She asked. He brushed wet hair back from her cheek, his thumb lingering. I want to finish what your brother started. I want Remy gone. And then I want to take you home to Mercy and ask your mama properly if I can court her daughter, and do this whole thing right, slow and boring, the way you deserve. She laughed, a watery sound. You think my mama will say yes? After all this? Probably not at first, he said, and smiled, that rare real smile that changed his whole face. I'll wear her down. I'm patient. Outside, the rain drummed on the tin roof. Inside, the fire crackled. Evie fell asleep with her head on Gabriel's chest, the ledger safe in a metal lockbox under the couch, Thomas's letter folded in her pocket over her heart. For the first time since August, she felt like maybe, just maybe, the worst was over. She didn't know that 3 hours south in New Orleans, Remy Duchamp was standing in the ransacked back room of Miss Celeste's bookshop, holding a single slip of paper that had fallen out of the ledger. A receipt with Evie's name on it, in her own handwriting, dated that afternoon.